Welcome friends. In this new video, we will discuss on algebra. An associative ring A is called as an algebra if A is an vector space over F and for A comma B and alpha belongs to F. The condition is alpha times AB, alpha times AB equal to alpha A into B equal to A into alpha B. Here A is associative ring. We have taken A is an associative ring, and if this associative ring A is a vector space, then also we have seen that the homomorphism from the vector space V into the vector space V, set of homomorphism or set of linear transformations from vector space V into the vector space V are denoted by A of V. Now friends, as A is an vector space, then we know that we denote this f of x, f of this x as a set of polynomials, and any element, suppose we have a polynomial p of x which is written as alpha 0 plus alpha 1 x plus alpha n into x raised to n. Then if there is an element A belongs to capital A, then P of A equal to alpha 0 into E plus alpha 1 into A plus alpha n into A raised to n. Then this is an element of A, vector space A or algebra A. When P of A equal to 0, we shall mean that A satisfies a polynomial P of x. Here, so this is a definition of P of A equal to 0. What is we have considered? We have considered that A is an associative ring, if A is a vector space, an associative ring if it is become a vector space with the conditions alpha times AB equal to alpha A into B equal to A times A into alpha B, then this is called as an algebra. If A is an algebra and f of x is a field of polynomial, we have taken one element of this f of x, that is P of x. P of x equal to alpha 0 plus alpha 1 x plus alpha n x raised to n. And if my A is any element of an algebra, then P of A equal to alpha 0 into E. E is an identity element in an algebra, alpha 0 into E plus alpha 1 A plus alpha n into A raised to n. Then this is an element of A, and if P of A equal to 0, we shall mean that this A satisfies A satisfies a polynomial P of x. Okay. So remember this definition of P of A. P of A means A satisfies a polynomial P of x. Now we prove one theorem on this one lemma whose statement is let A be an algebra, A be an algebra with unit element over F and suppose that suppose that A is of dimension, A is of dimension m, dimensions m over f, then every element in A satisfies some non-trivial polynomial, in f of x, f of x is field of polynomial of degree at most m. This is our lemma. A is an algebra. A is an algebra means A is an vector space. A is associative ring. Associative ring is an vector space and it has a unit element, and it is given that the dimension of this algebra is m. So, dimension means number of elements in a basis set, okay, and these elements are linearly independent element. So, here suppose that we prove this theorem, dimension of A is given equal to m and E is a unit element of A. This is a unit element of A. Then we can see that any m plus 1 elements, are linearly dependent. They are linearly dependent. Suppose if we consider A is any element, then A comma E comma A square dash 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 A raised to m. You can see that this is 1 to m, these are the m element. So, these are the m and this one. So, these how many this? These are m plus 1 elements, m plus 1 elements in A, and these are m plus 1 elements, therefore, they are linearly dependent, linearly dependent, that means over f. In other words, or linearly independent, therefore, for alpha 1, alpha 0, alpha 1 up to alpha m in f, alpha 0 into E plus alpha 1 into A plus alpha 2 into A square plus alpha m into A raised to m equal to 0, where not all alphas i's are 0, not all alpha i's are 0, and hence we can see that if alpha 0 into E plus alpha 1 A plus alpha 2 alpha m A raised to m equal to 0, that means this A satisfies this polynomial alpha 0 alpha 1 x plus alpha m x raised to m equal to 0. So, this is a polynomial p of x, it satisfies, and this polynomial is non-trivial polynomial, and A is any element of the algebra A. So, whenever the dimension of algebra is m, finite dimension, then any element in an algebra satisfies a non-trivial polynomial. Now, friends, we see one few definitions on linear transformation. An element T belongs to A of V. What is A of V? A of V is a set of homomorphism from vector space V into vector space V. Homomorphism, or in other word, it is a linear transformation, is called right invertible, is called right invertible if there exists an S belongs to A of V from the set of homomorphism such that Ts equal to 1. Ts equal to 1. Again, similarly we define an element T belongs to A of V is called left invertible, is called left invertible if there exists an U belongs to A of V such that U into T equal to 1. Okay. So, these are the two definitions of invertible. Now, if it is a right invertible and left invertible, then it is called as a regular. So, if an element linear transformation T belongs to A of V set of homomorphism is invertible or a regular. It is also called as a regular if it is both right and left invertible. It is both right and left invertible. That means there exists an element such that St equal to Ts equal to 1. When it is not invertible or regular, it is called as a singular. An element T belongs to A of V is not regular, it is not regular, is called singular, So, these are the definitions about linear transformation. An element T belongs to A of V is called a right invertible if there exists an S belongs to A of V such that Ts equal to 1. An element T belongs to A of V is called a left invertible if there exists an element U belongs to A of V such that Ut equal to 1. An element, if it is both right as well as left invertible, it is called as a regular or invertible. If it is not regular, it is called as a singular. So, remember these definitions of right invertible, left invertible, invertible or regular and singular. Now, if V is a finite dimensional vector space, there is another definition. If V is finite dimensional, if it is finite dimensional vector space and T belongs to A of V, T is a linear transformation over a vector space V such that Q of T equal to 0, for some polynomial, here Q of x is an polynomial Q of x, we say that we say that T satisfies Q of x. Now, a non-trivial polynomial of lowest degree, this is a lowest degree, suppose that is a p of x, such that this p of t equal to 0 in field of polynomials, then we call a minimal polynomial. This is called as a minimal polynomial for T over F. Okay. So, this is a definition of minimal polynomial. Here in this definition, V should be a finite dimensional, then T is a linear transformation, and Q, if Q of x is any polynomial such that Q of t is equal to 0, we say that T satisfies Q of x. And whenever there is some polynomial of lowest degree such that P of t equal to 0, then this polynomial is called as a minimal polynomial. Now, we prove a important theorem regarding this minimal polynomial, very okay. So, let me remember this definition of minimal polynomial. It is a lowest degree polynomial. That means if p of x is of degree 5, where degree of p of x equal to degree of p of x equal to 5, and here p of t equal to 0, not less degree. Suppose there is a polynomial q of x whose degree equal to 4, then this q of t cannot be equal to 0. So, in this sense, this p of t is called as a minimal polynomial. So, here I will write the statement of the theorem. If V is finite dimensional, over F, then T belongs to A of V is invertible if and only if the constant term of the minimal polynomial for t is not 0. Okay. So, first consider that here V is V is finite dimensional, and let suppose P of x is a polynomial alpha 0 plus alpha 1 x plus alpha k into x raised to k. Here alpha k is not equal to 0, otherwise its degree will be less than k. And this is suppose minimal polynomial for t. If it is minimal polynomial, then we have p of t equal to alpha 0 plus alpha 1 t plus alpha k t raised to k equal to 0. Now, it is given that here this constant term, that is alpha 0, is not equal to 0. alpha 0 is not equal to 0, then we can write this as this is equal to alpha 0 equal to minus alpha 1 t plus alpha 2 t square plus alpha k t raised to k. This is equal to minus t into alpha 1 plus alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1. We write this like this. Now, taking this alpha 0 to right side or transferring to alpha 0 to right side, we get that this is 1 equal to minus t into minus 1 divided by alpha 0, alpha 1, alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1. Now, suppose this s equal to minus 1 divided by alpha 0, alpha 1 plus alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1. Then we can see that st into ts equal to 1 and hence t is a invertible. Also, you can see that this s is a polynomial expression in t. This is the first part of this theorem. Here we have considered the minimal polynomial p of x. Constant term of this minimal polynomial is not 0. Now, if on the other hand, if we consider t is invertible where alpha 0 equal to 0, then what we get? So, let us see what we get when the term constant term equal to 0. And suppose this is converse part, conversely suppose t is invertible, that means t is invertible and alpha 0 equal to 0, here we have taken alpha 0 equal to 0, then we get that alpha 1 t plus alpha 2 t square plus alpha k t raised to k equal to 0. Now, we can take t common, then alpha 1 plus alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1 equal to 0. In this t is not 0, so we get that this alpha 1 plus alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1 equal to 0 on operating yes on both sides. Okay. So, here what we get, t satisfies a polynomial q of x. What is q of x? Alpha 1 plus alpha k x raised to k minus 1. Polynomial whose degree is less than k, degree of this q of x is less than k raised to minus 1. And hence this is not possible, since the minimal polynomial p of x whose degree is k, but here t satisfies a polynomial q of x whose degree is k minus 1, and therefore this assumption that this constant term equal to 0 is false assumption, and that is alpha 0 is not equal to 0. So, this proves the theorem. Now, here we can see that the polynomial expression, next we see that if V is finite dimensional, over f and t belongs to A of V is singular, t belongs to A of V is singular, then there exists an S not equal to 0 in A of V such that st equal to ts equal to 0. So, what is given? T is a singular. Here it is given that T is a singular. T is a singular means T is not regular, that is T is not regular. T is not regular, therefore constant term of the minimal polynomial is 0. Here if p of x equal to alpha 0 plus alpha 1 x plus alpha k x raised to k is minimal polynomial for t, then just we have proved that if it is not regular, if it is regular, then constant term is not equal to 0. Here it is not regular, so the constant term equal to 0. Here the constant term equal to 0. If constant term equal to 0, then p of t equal to alpha 1 t plus alpha 2 t square plus alpha k t raised to k equal to 0, or t into alpha 1 plus alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1 equal to, it is also can be written as alpha 1 alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1 into t equal to 0. Now here if we consider alpha s equal to alpha 1 alpha 2 t plus alpha k t raised to k minus 1, then this s is not equal to 0 and we get that st equal to ts equal to 0. So, this is again and mapping belongs to A of V. So, here if t is not singular, then t is regular, and if t is not regular, then the constant term of the minimal polynomial becomes 0 and we get this s as st equal to ts equal to 0. Okay. Now we prove one more theorem regarding this invertible regular linear transformation. The statement of this theorem is that if V is finite dimensional over F, then T belongs to A of V, is singular if and only if there exists a vector V not equal to 0 in V such that T of V equal to 0. Here it is T is a singular. T is a singular, then just we have proved that T is singular. So, this is possible if and only if there exists an S not equal to 0 in A of V such that st equal to ts equal to 0, St equal to Ts equal to 0. Again we have this S is not equal to 0, mapping is not equal to 0. So there exists an element Ws whose image is also not equal to 0. His image is not equal to 0, then let us consider this T of S of W. So this is equal to St of W, this is equal to 0. So we have produced an element Ws, this is again an element of vector space V. So we have produced an element V which is like this S of W, which is not equal to 0, but T of V equal to 0. Now conversely, suppose T of V equal to 0, where V is not equal to 0, then we can see that this T of S of T of V equal to 0, S of 0, but this implies here by definition this is Ts of and this is equal to 0. So here V is not equal to 0, so this implies that this Ts mapping must be equal to 0. If Ts mapping must be equal to 0, then this T is a singular, this T is singular. Here we have proved one theorem on algebra and about invertible linear transformations. Thank you for watching and being with me.